Good morning. Anybody can respond? No one. My voice is audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So, the previous classes we discussed about the first block elements. The first block elements are inorganic chemistry. That is, we are having of the first A group elements, second A group elements, and semi-micro analysis. Now, today you are supposed to start the organic second block, organic chemistry. So, what is organic chemistry? Why you are the importance given in the second block? We are having of the structural theory of organic chemistry, that is there, and alkanes and cycloalkanes is there, alkenes and dienes. These are the important topics which are present in the organic part. Okay, this is the block 3, block 2, new one. So unit 4 is consisting of, these are the elements which are structural theory of organic chemistry. Right? So the fourth unit is the fundamentals, very important fundamentals which are there. Okay, how this particular organic chemistry is classified. Previously, inorganic chemistry means study of the all the elements except carbon atom is called as inorganic chemistry. Here, the study of the carbon compound is called as organic chemistry. Actually, what happened in this case? Initially, Berzelius is a scientist. Derived some compounds which are obtained from the living organism, means plants and animals. The compounds which are obtained from the living organism, those compounds, Berzelius is called as organic compound. Why? Because some life is present in that. Some life force is there. On the basis of life force, he named as those compounds as organic compounds. Berzelius. Why? Because plant is life, animals is having the life. So that we are having of the life force is there. Due to of the life force, these particular compounds are synthesized. Those compounds as an organic compound. But later, Euler is prepared one compound in the laboratory in 1828. 1828, Euler prepared one compound. Previously, Berzelius prepared the compound which from the animal sources or plant sources, living organism. So some vital force is present. That is nothing but vital force is nothing but the life force. That vital force theory is he discovered. Vital force theory. He hypothesized vital force theory. On the vital force theory, whatever the compounds are obtained or synthesized or isolated from the living organism, those compounds are called as organic. But later in 1828, Euler is prepared in the laboratory, he taken as potassium cyanate. It is an inorganic compound. This is the potassium cyanate and ammonium sulfate. Ammonium sulfate. These two are inorganic compounds only. Potassium cyanate, ammonium sulfate. When he heated, this is reacted, formation of ammonium cyanate and potassium sulfate is a salt is obtained. Okay. These two are inorganic salts only. These are the salts, two inorganic salts. Then you are combined with the potassium cyanate and ammonium sulfate, you are getting off ammonium cyanate and potassium sulfate. This ammonium cyanate on strong heating, ammonium cyanate on strong heating, you are getting off on a compound. This is the compound obtained during the heat. This compound is named as a polar urea. So So this is the first organic compound which is synthesized in the laboratory is urea by the Holler in 1828. Okay, friends. Previously, Bergelius concept was from the living organisms only you are isolated. The compound is called as organic compound. Why? Because there is some life force or vital force is present. Those compounds are called as a organic compound. But this one, Roller is prepared from the two inorganic salts. When you combining, you are getting the one that is a byproduct. This byproduct on strong heating, you are getting the one compound. This is called as a urea. It is an organic compound. In the same year, ethyl is prepared. This roller is prepared, and henel is prepared. Ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol. That is the formula is C2H5OH. In same year 1828 only. In the same year, ethyl alcohol is prepared by the henel. And 1848, Kolbe is prepared acetic acid. Acetic acid, that is CH3COOH. See friends, here if you're seeing of organic compounds, preparation started at the time of 1828, not now. Okay. Previously, Bergelius theory in the 1805, the Bergelius proposed a vital force theory. In that vital force theory, whatever the compounds synthesized from the living organism is called as organic compound. But later, the preparation of the Roller 1828 by means of inorganic salts, it is prepared the urea. Henel is prepared ethyl alcohol. This is prepared by means of the ethyl alcohol or methyl alcohol, means of distillation of the wood. Wood is destructive distillation. We are getting of ethyl alcohol. Wood is, that is, or you can say sugarcane bagasse. That also you can prepare this ethyl alcohol. Next, coal be synthesized the acetic acid. This is why the names are common. E2 plus food. E2 plus food. Ethanol. That is called as. E2 means that is a food. Coal means alcohol. Here, urea, why it is called as a urea? Means all mammals or all animals. The urine consisting of 5% of urea is present. So that it is called as urea. Why the name also very important to getting of that particular compound. Why it is? Because of the history is there. Mammals urine is consisting of urea. That's why this name is called as urea. And it is alcohol is prepared from the wood means that's why ethyl alcohol. This is acetum. Acetum is the Latin word. It is called as a vinegar. Your household purpose you are using the vinegar. That is called as a vinegar means acetum. Acetum is the Latin word. 5 to 10% of acetic acid concentrated as you are diluted. That's called as a vinegar, which are using your household purpose in the kitchen. So that's why this name is a acetic acid. By seeing of all these compounds, urea, alcohol, acetic acid. See this in this all the compound, a carbon is the essential element. Carbon is present essential element. Now the definition is modified after the Bergelius. Bergelius is there. The compounds obtained from the living organism is called as organic compound. But here, to study of the carbon compound is called as organic chemistry. Okay, whatever the compounds today you are preparing, these are all are familiar compounds. Millions of the compounds are synthesized in the laboratory. Every year, 50 to 1 lakh of compounds are synthesized in the laboratory. That is organic compounds. That's why only one single element we are keeping a separate branch in the chemistry. Is understand these compounds. This is particularly why you are keeping up all one to suppose in the periodic table 120 elements are there. In the 120 elements, we are studying about 119 elements. 119 elements only is in the branch of inorganic chemistry. Except the carbon you are studying of organ. Why? Because this is a very vital source are there. It is a unique property is there. Not only unique property, this particular compound carbon is having of the catenation property. It can form state chains, branched chains. Okay. See, friends, here why you are the organic chemistry you are using of this one. It is having of a carbon single bond is there. It is a straight chain compound. It can having of the double bond is present. It can having of the a single bond is present. Carbon between the carbon. Single bond is a straight chain or branched chain. Double bond is there. Triple bond is there. Okay. Not only that one, a cyclic nature is also present. It is a cyclic nature of this compound. Hexagonal ring structure. Okay. It's a benzene. Like so many things we are having. Straight chain, double bond, triple bond, cyclic form, hexagonal and aromatic ring form is there. Okay, so it can form. This is a particular carbon only forming this one. Why it is forming means that because of catenation property. The catenation property is present particularly carbon compound. The catenation. What do you mean by the catenation? Is self linkage among themselves. Self linkage among themselves. See, the carbon atoms are self linkaging between to the other carbon atom. We are getting that catenation property. So in the periodic table, only one element showing maximum unique property, you can say the catenation property of the carbon. Next element is there, that is a silica is there, Si in the same group. Small little amount of catenation property is showing. Little amount of, but the carbon is a tremendous catenation properties there. They can form straight chain, branched chains, double bond, triple bond, cyclic forms. That means aromatic hydrocarbon. There is a ring, benzene ring like structure. This means alternative double bond and single bond is there. Okay, like the structures. This is only single bond is there that will be forming of this catenation property is there. Why it is a catenation property again means the carbon is having of the tetravalency nature. What is the tetravalency? Why it is showing up the tetravalency nature? Carbon is having of the sixth element in the periodic table. We see that electronic configuration in the ground state 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. 2p2 I am writing off instead of the degenerated orbitals in the p orbital, px, py, pz. So 2 electrons are present. According to the valence bond theory, VBT theory, if any atom is having of lone pair of electrons in the valence shell, if any atom having of lone pair of electrons in the valence shell, that can form the bond with the other atoms. So in this carbon atom, the ground state, lone pair of electrons in the outermost shell means 2. This is a paired electron, lone pair, only 2 electrons are there. So according to valence bond theory, carbon can form only 2 bonds. Carbon can form only 2 bonds. But this particular carbon in the excited state, due to of giving of some amount of extra energy, this carbon is entered into excited state. We are forming of 2s1, 2px1, 2py1, 2pz1. Thus, s orbital electron is jumped into the pz orbital due to of the excited state. Same carbon atom, you are giving some extra energy to this one. You are getting of 1s2, 2s1, 2px1, 2py1, 2pz. See, in the outermost shell, 4 single covalent bonds are there. 4 single covalent bonds are there. That's why carbon is having of in the organic chemistry is a tetravalency only. They can show tetravalency nature. They can show the tetravalency nature. Carbon can forming of the tetravalency. This is a tremendous this because of this is a one more unique property showing in the carbon and the organic part. And the catenation property is there. All things we are getting of this one, we are getting of the so many millions of organic compounds are preparing. Okay, so be careful if you are understanding properly organic chemistry. What is the story history of this particular? Then it is very easy compared to the any other branches of chemistry. Last class I told that organic chemistry is nothing but it is a mathematics. Just to practice it. Nothing is there organic chemistry. You can play with your fingertips. That much of easy of the organic chemistry. But essence is whatever the essence is there, you have to grasp. The concept, whatever the concept, you can understand it, you will get off easy of that one, organic part. Okay, just a moment. Okay, so now this is the only I'm giving of introduction part of this particular organic compound. Why? Because if you see that one, this carbon atom is having of the tetravalency. So in that case, this particularly again I will explain the hybridization part. One s orbital electron means spherical shaped s orbital. This is 2s, and 3 p orbital. P orbital means dumbbell shape. Px. This is px. 2px. This is 2py electron. Next, this is 2pz electron. Okay, so 1 2s electron, 3 dumbbell shaped p electrons can combine together. Formation of, that means a carbon is having of, okay, this is a tetrahedral structure. Tetrahedral structure. It is having of the tetrahedral nature. We are having of, this is the tetrahedral nature of that one. That is nothing but we are showing of carbon is having of this structure. 4 covalent tetravalency bonds are formed because of these are undergoing of combining together, mixing each other. S orbital, 1 s orbital, 3 dumbbell shaped p orbitals are mixed each other. Formation of, you are having of 4 tetracovalents present on the carbon atom. This you have to see that one. You are getting of this particular structure, tetravalency nature of organic compound. Okay, organic compounds are getting off. So now you are using of hydrocarbons. What do you mean by the hydrocarbon? How the hydrocarbons are classified? That you have to see in this particular chapter, hydrocarbons. What do you mean by the hydrocarbon? Hydrocarbon means carbon is one essential element in the organic chemistry. Apart from the carbon, some hydrogens are present. Those are called as hydrocarbons. So hydrocarbon is nothing but apart from the carbon, one hydrogen is present. Those are called as hydrocarbons. These hydrocarbons are the classification of hydrocarbons in your examination, 10 marks bit. How the hydrocarbons are classified. So hydrocarbons are nothing but the carbon compounds. You can say sometimes ask the how the carbon compounds are classified. Carbon compounds, hydrocarbons are both are the same meaning only. These carbon compounds are called classified into 2 categories. Carbon compounds are classified into 2 categories: open chain compounds and cyclic compounds. This is called as open chain compounds. And the second is cyclic compounds. Open chain compounds, cyclic compounds. Open chain means what? The carbon atom arrangement will be open only. Whether it is a branch or like that, these are the structures. Okay, this is called as open chain compounds. These open chain compounds are further classified into, these open chain compounds are classified into saturated hydrocarbons, saturated carbon compounds, saturated hydrocarbon, unsaturated hydrocarbons, unsaturated. Okay, see friend, HC means hydrocarbons. I am writing this one simply. Saturated hydrocarbons, unsaturated. Saturated means what? The carbon atom is satisfying all 4 single covalent bonds. The carbon atom is satisfied with the all single 4 covalent bonds are called as saturated hydrocarbon. Unsaturated means they are not having single covalent bond. 4 single covalent bonds are not present. That means of unsaturation. Otherwise, I'll give the example: saturation. Saturated solution, unsaturation means whatever the salt is required to dissolve in a water, that is called as a saturated solution. If less than salt is added for the dissolving, that called as an unsaturated solution. Suppose more than saturation, the salt is added. That is called as supersaturated. But here, I'm not having that one. We are there in the solution. I'm using the saturated means nothing but in this case hydrocarbons. All single covalent bonds are present in each carbon atom is called as saturated hydrocarbon. It is satisfied. It further do not require the saturated hydrocarbons. So if you see this is called as nothing but the here alkanes. Unsaturated hydrocarbon means they are not having the all single four covalent bonds. Maybe having the double bond one is remaining three, that is a two or single bonds are there. Triple bond is there, remaining one may be a single bond is there. Triple bond means three already is there. Double bond means two is there. Remaining two are the single bond, but one is a double bond is there. These are called as unsaturated. We are not satisfied. That means we are forcibly using of this one unsaturated. Now the saturated hydrocarbons, the next example is called as alkanes. The next example is it is nothing but we are having a single bond. This is a single bond. See, each carbon is having of the tetravalency 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 bonds are present in each carbon. 4 bonds are present in each carbon. This is called as alkane saturated hydrocarbon alkanes. The alkanes general formula. It is the general formula is CnH2n plus 2. General formula of alkane is CnH2n plus 2. Suppose if you are using of n is equal to 1, keeping of n is equal to 1 means C1. 2 into 1 means 2 plus 2 means 4. CH4. This is called as if organic compound consisting of only single one carbon is called as meth. Okay, it is a Roman word that is meth. It is saturated means ane. Saturated means ane. Saturated is called as ane is there. We are having methane. If 2 carbon n is equal to means C2. How much? 6. If you are substituting n is equal to in the general formula, you are getting a C2S6. 2 carbon is called as ethane. Okay. If n is equal to 3, means C3. How many? We are adding up this one. 2 into 3, 6 plus 2, 8. It is called as propane. If n is equal to 4, C4H10, it called as butane. Okay, friends, see if you understand in this concept, methane, ethane, propane, butane. If 5 number of carbons, C5H12, pentane, C6H14, hexane, C7H16, heptane, C8H18, octane, C9H20, nonane, C10H22, decane, meth, eth, prof, but, pent, ex, hept, oct, non, dep. These are the words we are using in the number of carbon atoms. If number of carbon atom is 1 is called as meth. If number of carbon atom is 2 is called as eth. It is called as a prof. It is called as a but. Okay. Pent, ex, hept, oct, non, dep. Okay. Understand this particularly. This is about the saturated hydrocarbon. This is the classification. Now coming to the unsaturated hydrocarbon. This unsaturated hydrocarbon further divided into a carbon is having a double bond. So this carbon is having a double bond, 2 single bonds. See, again here also carbon is having up the 4 bonds are there. 1, 2, 3, 4 on each carbon atom. Here also 4 bonds. The 2 means here this double bond is linked with the between the carbon and carbon. These 2 carbon atoms. This is called as unsaturated hydrocarbon. One more very unsaturated carbon is consisting of triple bond. This is a triple bond. See, in this case, you are having of a triple bond between the carbon and carbon. One single bond is there. Total bonds are between the on the each carbon is 4 only. But the nature of the carbon is here the single is there, but there is a double, there is a triple is present. Understand this one, very important for the classification of organic compounds. Okay, now there is a single bond is there, single bond, and 3 covalent single bonds are present. But here we are having of double bond. Here we are having of triple bond. These double bond compounds are named as alk. Alk means general root word. Ene. Ene is a double bond. This triple bond is called alk. Ine. Y-N-E. Ine is called as triple bond. See, open chain compounds classified into saturated hydrocarbons, unsaturated. Saturated means it is satisfied with the all single covalent bond, 4 single covalent bond. This unsaturated means there may be a chance of double or triple bond, remaining are the single. Anyhow, on each carbon, 4 bonds will be there. 4 bonds are there, but their arrangement is here double bond is there, here triple bond is there, but here single bond is there. See, if you observe this one, we are getting off why it is unsaturated. Because of double bond unsaturated, because of triple bond unsaturated. Alkynes. This is alkane. The general formula of this one is CnH2n. CnH2n. Just removing of the 2. This general formula again remove from this one CnH2n minus 2. This is the general formula. CnH2n minus 2. Okay, that is the case. We are having of this one. See, this is the general formula of unsaturated hydrocarbons. So double bond is called as alkene. These are CnH2n. But this compound compulsory minimum number of carbon compounds are 2. Here single carbon is there in the saturated hydrocarbon. Single carbon also there methane, but there is no single carbon. Why? Because you must having a double bond between the carbon and carbon. That means this unsaturated hydrocarbon alkenes are first member is eth only, not meth. Ethene, propene, butene, pentene, hexene, heptene, octene, nonene, decene. You observe that my pronunciation. There is a compulsory minimum number of carbon atoms in the alkenes is 2 only started. Here also 2 only. So if you are writing of this one, when you are writing of this particularly, this alkene you are writing minimum to CH4. 2 into 2, 4. It is called as ethene. C3 means 6. Propene. C4H8. Butene. Ene is there. Ene is the suffix. This is the primary suffix we are having of ene. It is a root word. It prophobate. It why you are calling 2 carbons. Prop why you are calling 3 carbons. Bit means 4 carbons. This is about the unsaturated compounds having of that is a double bond alkenes. Here similar way minimum number carbon atoms of 2 C2H2. This is called as ethine. C3 how much? 6 minus 2 4. Propine. C4H6 butane. These are the formulas we can write in the classification. Okay, so very beautiful classification of this one. Hydrocarbons are classified into open chain compounds. Open chain compounds are saturated, unsaturated. In the saturated, a single Single bond is called as alkanes, double bond is called as alkenes, triple bond is called as alkyne. In your first same, alkanes is there, alkenes are there. This is the second same. See the why the classification of hydrocarbons, the classification where carbon compounds are classified. Now the cyclic compounds also they have to. This cyclic compound. Further, one more classification is there. This is classified into homocyclic compounds, homocyclic and heterocyclic. What do you mean by the homo? Heterocyclic compounds. Homo means only carbon and hydrogen only present. Similar atoms only. Only carbon and hydrogen will be present. Those are called as homocyclic. Hetero means apart from the carbon and hydrogen, some other elements, nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur, those are called as heterocyclic compounds. Remaining other elements we are using generally nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur, sometimes halogens, X, chlorine, bromine. That is heterocyclic compounds. Now the homocyclic compounds again further classified into alicyclic compounds, alicyclic, aromatic. The classification is very beautiful classification. This is a from examination point of view 10 marks question in your examination. Please note down this one. This is very important. Okay. Alicyclic means they are arranged the single bond only in the cyclic form. Cyclic means cyclic form you are using. Okay, closed form. Suppose alicyclic, you see this is the 3 carbon atoms are there. This is the 2 bonds. See, on each carbon there is a number of bonds are 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is cyclic. Cycloalkane. This is a nothing but cyclopropane. 3 numbers are there. This is a cyclo. Bicyclo closed form. Cyclo. Prop. Why called as a prop? 3 carbon atoms are there. All are saturated. Single bond only. That's why cyclopropane. Example. One more I show you that one. This is cyclobutane. Cyclic form. Bute is the root word. Ane is the primary suffix saturated word. Cyclobutane. Aromatic hydrocarbons are classified here only. I am using of this one. Aromatic means there is an alternative single bond and double bond, just like the benzene ring. Double bond, single bond, double bond. Here the carbon is having of 1 hydrogen, here the 1 hydrogen, here the 1 hydrogen, like that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And each carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. This is nothing but C6H6 benzene. Aromatic hydrocarbon. Aromatic means alternative single and double bond is called as aromatic. This is comes under the homocyclic. Why we homocyclic? Only carbon and hydrogens are there. Only carbon and. Apart from the carbon and hydrogen, if the nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur, halogens, those are called as heterocyclic. Furan, thiophene, ferrol, pyridine. These are all the compounds of heterocyclic compounds. That is the third same. Okay. Here also this is an alicyclic compound. It comes under the first same. Aromatic hydrocarbon, second same. This is the third same heterocyclic compound. Like that, your classification is there. Please note down the clarity here. This is the 10 marks question compulsory. You are asking in that examination. Okay. Just go through that one. You are having of any doubts? Why? Because this is a very important fundamentals. First chapter, that is the 4th chapter, are completely fundamentals are there. Classification is there, and also classification of the organic compound on the basis of the functional groups is there. Next is the hybridization is there. Next is the nomenclature is there. Next isomerism is there. Okay, these are the important essay type questions. Classification, hybridization, okay, functional groups, nomenclature, isomerism. 5 questions from only first chapter. 5 question essay type questions. But in your sets, only 3 sets are there in an examination. First day writing we are A set paper. Second day you are writing B set paper. Third day writing means C set paper. Compulsory for in every set. In the 4th chapter, one essay type question is there. That means that much of important is there for this particular classification, and that means study of the organic compounds. Okay. So structural theory of the organic compound, we are using of the structural theory of organic compound name is the 4th chapter that you have to. So go through this one. We are getting up some information here. Note down this one. Why? Because in your book that much of clarity. Examples are not given. That you. Okay. Take it out. Okay, keep on with this. Hey, you. I mean, that's not the one. Okay. So tomorrow we'll take that one remaining because small other important work is came here. So that we'll today class is yours closing today. Tomorrow we'll discuss about the remaining of the hybridization and functional groups, carbon compound, how the classification of the functional groups. Next is the hybridization. Next, nomenclature and isomerism. These are the 5 areas are important in the particularly organic part. So please go through this one. It's a very important, very easy also. Okay, so that you can easily score the good marks from this one, right? So I'm leaving the class. Next you will see in the next tomorrow class.